Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It is Saturday, and I've been out in the shop now for, I don't know, an hour, hour and a half maybe, and I have refined my section. Take a look at that. Let me flip this around and show it to you a little closer. Take a look at how that thing shines. I am super, super happy with that. Look at that, right down the center. Couldn't be happier. This nib is awesome. Or I guess section, I'm not sure what to call it. I keep jumping back and forth between the two terms. I've got my threads on there. I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to attempt to turn a nice body for this pin. I know that the body will not match up with these lines or with these patterns because I cut this off one blank, and I think I'm going to have to use a second blank to actually cut a body from. Plus when you take the tenon off here, you lose your pattern even if you were to use the same blank. But still, I think it's going to be quite a striking pin when I get done with it, and I am really excited about this. I'm going to keep you guys posted, and I'll show you what the body looks like shortly when I get finished turning it. I've got the nib in a blank. This blank is a little over 16 millimeters in diameter. I need to turn it down. This is a little over 12, I think it's like 12.5 millimeters. So I'm going to turn this down. I'll leave the nib in there to turn this down to the right diameter, and then we'll just go ahead and start shaping the back of the blank. I'm going to shape it back. I need to go to about here, so we'll just begin shaping it back, and whenever we are perfect here, I will flip this around. I'll part it off, flip it around, and then we will cut, I will finish the far end of the blank. But let me show you this. Look how true that runs. Is that amazing? I am so, so happy with this lathe. All right, I got to get to shaping. I'd like to show you guys the body of the pin. I just finished shaping and sanding it. It's time now to go with the micro mesh and start polishing it up. Look how true it spins. I apologize for the noise my lathe is making. I just slowed it down for polishing, and I have not put the tension on the motor, so it's making a little bit of noise. I'll take care of that before I start polishing. Wow, I really like how this is looking. It's nice and smooth. What I do when I sand is I use another blank. See that smooth edge right there, how smooth that is? I put a piece of sandpaper against that, and then I can use that to level out all of the rough spots or ridges in the blank, and I really get a nice finish. It feels amazing. But I'm going to go ahead and polish it up, and then I'll get the nib installed, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Well, guys, I want you to take a look at this. I'm real happy with how it turned out. I'm getting some bad glare here from my lights. I polished this thing up, and it really took a shine. Didn't build a cap for it, and the reason why I didn't build a cap for it is I have an M13 tap, and with this being 12.5 millimeters, I don't think I'd be able to get the tap over it, and I didn't want to put this back on the lathe and take it down to 11 and a half, 12 millimeters to be able to put threads back on this section of the body. So I kind of skipped that for now, but I finished up the pin, and I couldn't be happier with how it looks. The next one I make, I've already made notes to take the body down somewhere between 11.5 and 12 millimeters. I'm sorry, the nib down, section down, somewhere between 11.5 and 12 millimeters, and that will allow me to thread the body and go ahead and put a cap on it. But I'm super happy with how that turned out. Couldn't be happier. Well, guys, I'd like to thank you for hanging out with me today in the shop. This has been a fun day. It felt good to finally go from start to finish and make a pin. It has been a long, long time since I've done that. So it felt good. Now I've got some really good notes on this. I didn't record this because I was experimenting, but I have some other ideas. I know how to make it better, how to put a cap on it, number one. And number two, I got another cool idea for this particular style pin that I think you guys will like. I will be working on a video once. I need to make one more, and the next one I make needs to have the threaded section for the cap. Once I build a successful pin with cap body and section, you guys will see it on my other channel. Thanks for hanging out with me. Have a great evening, and I hope to see you again very, very soon.